Welcome back to Wepner Farms Productions. It is about 6 o'clock in the morning by now. I hate daylight savings. Sun's already coming up. You know what that means? Days are shorter. I'd rather get up in the dark, like dark, and work a little later in the light. But figured I'd pick you guys up for chores. Haven't really done chores in a while as far as filming, so gotta check on Devin, see how he's doing. He's opening up gates. This hasn't been bedded since Friday, and we cleaned it on Thursday. This barn's a little bit wet. We bed this barn 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We leave it on the weekends. And we typically use 2 bales every time we bed. So if you do the math like a mathematician, that is 6 bales per week. And there is about 100 calves in here. And the straw we're using is not very straw-like, so it doesn't feed out of there very good. It's really stringy. A lot of tickle grass in it. You guys actually remember, like a year ago, it would have been last year, we had some rye that was really wet when we baled it because it kept raining. And we made the straw at like 15%. Well, apparently it doesn't make for good straw when you do that. So he's gonna need to get another scoop. We're gonna need more bedding than this, but he's laying around. Most of the problem is how stringy it is. It's just winding up, and the knives aren't able to chop it up. It's mostly all this tickle grass in here. I'm not sure how much of it is even straw, but the calves, they seem to really enjoy it. They're probably gonna eat more than they're gonna lay on. Anybody want to tell us how crazy we are? We're gonna start a beef herd with heifers around now. They'll be about 14 months come about July. And all these yellow tagged ones, those are heifers. We're gonna keep them back and start a beef herd. We're gonna keep about 10 to 15 of them, depending on how many I have. There's quite a few in here, and if you guys remember, we got that whole back barn full of Angus. So I think those are close to the same age as these ones. I'll have to look at them a little more closely because I don't have birth dates on them. And we're gonna keep them back, put them on pasture, and we're gonna do cow calf. Is that a bad idea? I don't know. But I will tell you, with the price of beef right now, those 15 Angus finished out are probably worth about $50,000 to $60,000 as a group. So it's a little bit of an investment, but hopefully to get a few calves out of them, and we have the facility to raise them and finish them out, should hopefully be profitable. Be able to feed them for cheap, get more calves, and raise more steers. So that's the plan with those yellow tagged ones. I think I got 6 of them right now. So looking to get 10 to 15. It'd be ideal to get 15, but I don't know if I got enough big ones to do that. Calves should be happy now. Mixer trucking. Heifers are hungry. They cleaned up last night. Oh, the joys of farming. Love, love, love the joys. Poor lighting, but barn cleaner chain no longer on sprocket. You know what we need? So this little blue piece here, this is the tensioner for the chain. See that moving? We need a board that fits in there perfect. Push that back, get the slack back, put the barn cleaner chain back on. That should be a must. I don't know why we didn't do that a long time ago, but it's a great idea. I'm not gonna do it right now. I'm gonna do it the hard way, but we gotta get this back together. This chain's gotta go on the sprocket, then we'll run this back to get it on, and then hopefully she'll run like new again. I'm not 100% sure why, but when I did try to start this belt was spinning, or the belt wasn't spinning, really is what I should say, but it was not rotating it properly. So I don't know also why there is potentially so much tension on there that that belt cannot spin that. Hi. Well, one chain stayed on, one chain came off. It's time for a new chain on this too. Can that be mentioned? We ran this one off the main big sprocket, so I'm gonna put that back on. It's working. Can it go on its own? Going on its own. It's a good sign. A lot of manure. There's like 60 heifers in here, and well, typically this is ran twice a day, but it only got ran once yesterday, because I don't think we ran it in the afternoon. That's maybe part of the reason why. This thing is full. Plumb full. Next on the list, this should be a pretty easy fix, but this gate is no longer hanging. So hanger's laying and then the drover's laying. We're gonna weld her back on quick. Well, it's operational again. This gate is just to hold the cows anyways. It's not always there, so it's kind of probably why it's built kind of chintzy like that. There never used to be a crosswalk there, actually. I think the original crosswalk was this one next to it, but Dad's bed and we better get out of the way. Next on the list, gotta check out our cows. We got this 472 right front, high conductivity. Most likely has mastitis. We're gonna give her a strip, see what it looks like. Definitely have some clots. Looks a little bit more on the yellow side, which is not good. Quarter's a little bit hard. So we're gonna treat her up for mastitis. We're just gonna start with today, and then we'll go from there, see if it gets a little better. But this is a little bit more on the watery side, a little bit more on the small clump side, so typically a little bit harder to treat, but she's a pretty good looking cow, I think. We should be able to just treat her this way. Cleaned up here. Get a nice clean teat end. Give her a shot. Oh, that was close. That was really close. You guys almost got pooped on today. I almost got pooped on. I did get pooped on. Way to go, Scooter. Alright. So she's treated. We got to put her in the computer so the computer knows she's treated. Robots will put her milk into the pasteurizer so that it does not get consumed. Just about wrapped up with chores. Just gotta run through the pre-fresh. I know there's one white cow that I thought looked like she was about ready to freshen, so get her out, and then I think we're all done with morning chores. So we got that white cow. I want her here. Why don't you go this way? Okay, good girl. And then that cow there, we'll pull her out. I didn't look at when these guys are due, but they look like they could be getting close, and we don't really have any cows to freshen here anytime too soon, so might as well get them out. Bedding pack's pretty empty, so get them sorted out. We got 4 cows in the pre-fresh here. Big Ricky and the big bad Sterling. On to our next objective of the day. We're gonna try to get this grain bin filled. It is a 10,000 bushel bin, and we already combined 2 loads, so hopefully we'll get her full today. It's gonna take roughly 11 loads probably to fill it. Usually takes 11. Fit 1,100 bushel on a truck, so how that comes out to 10,000 I'm not really sure, but that's what it always seems to be, is 11 loads in and then usually about 9 plumb full loads out. That's how it usually comes out. But we're gonna get backed up here to our auger and get this truck unloaded. Oil's on the bottom of the line. It is leaning back a little. It's probably good for now. Probably put a half gallon in later. There's a spreader in there. And make sure it's not throwing the corn out, but you also don't want to throw it too far. Don't look too bad. See where the corn's falling on top. So we're throwing a little bit of corn out here. Bit flatter. That looks good there. Maybe we should turn the spreader down a little bit. It's throwing corn out. So, hand speed. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. You can see that there. We'll go with 69. That sounds cool. We got corn. The circulator's on. Spreader seems to be running pretty good since a 69% adjustment. Now all we gotta do is fill her up. Got one section of that hot and bottom end, working on her second. Alright, first truck is empty. Dad's gonna take that to the field, start combining. We got the other trucks full. So we'll go ahead and unload that. Auger's out of the way. He's on his way. I'm gonna get a scoop of gravel to throw in there, and then we'll bring the other truck up here. Big Ricky's getting the shed cleaned out. That is getting coated today, or finished, or sealed. Sealed is probably the proper term. So he's got a long day of sweeping ahead of him. Get that floor clean so that we can get it sealed properly. We weren't gonna seal it, but figured it'd be $200 to seal it, and it would, floor would clean up better. So what is $200, I guess, to seal it? So we ended up sealing it. It's just like a oil seal. I don't really know. It doesn't really change what the concrete looks like, but it'll make it so that it doesn't absorb that oil, so it'll keep the oil spots down and keep the oil on top of the concrete. So it should theoretically keep the shop a little bit cleaner. So we're just gonna do it. 200 bucks. What could go wrong? It should be a little bit better. They're ground asphalt, so there's big chunks of asphalt in it. Maybe should have grabbed a scoop of gravel, but we got the asphalt over here, so I figured I'd just use it. So now we got the Yoopy Erling, the big bad Sterling. Get this thing backed in and unloaded. And shout out to my old lady. She's been getting big into the sourdough and baking, so she makes sourdough discard, and just plain baked goods. The farmer's wife, sourdough co, is what she calls it. But if you guys are in the area and you guys want to buy some, just get in contact. She makes jalapeno cheddar. She makes cinnamon swirl. Working on a cranberry orange one, just regular sourdough. Pretty much anything you want, she'd probably make it. But shout out to her for being a great baker and keeping me fed. First couple loads are always the tricky ones to see where we gotta be. Hopefully we got our first try. Not too close, not too far away. We might be a little too far away, I ain't gonna lie. Oh, no. We're in the money shot. Good deal. Let's get this thing rolling. The corn is rolling again. Other truck's in. Do one last check on the bin. See what it's looking like. Looks pretty even all over. A little low in the center. So probably be fine. So maybe keep running it like that. We'll keep an eye on it. That spreader, this is a drying bin. So that spreader in the center, it cannot get covered. No matter how much corn we put in there, we not cover that. So that's how it circulates the dry corn on top of the wet corn, and then it keeps circulating as the grain gets dry. So once we actually start drying, the corn will stay still. It'll dry the bottom. Once it hits a certain moisture, it'll shuffle that corn to the top and bring the wet stuff down until we get the whole thing about 14%. I think we dry it to, and then this last corn we took out came out around 12%. It was that dry. Drying it down to 14. So we're heading to the field now. Hopefully the other truck's not quite loaded. It's just about to put the last dump on. All right, we want to start this fan up now. It should be ready to roll. Yep, she's blowing. Now we can see the dust blowing out. We'll get It's about half full. And then we'll fire up the burner and start drying her down. So, see a little bit before we do that. We're reading errors right now because we got nothing rolling besides the fan. So, yeah. Just gotta watch corn unload now. Combine's loaded again, down and back. 240 bushel corn. What we're kind of figuring here. Probably average around 220, somewhere in there. But darn good corn. It's all tiled ground. It's not necessarily low ground, but it's wet ground. It's like honestly the perfect storm if you can keep it dry enough or keep it wet enough. Turns out to be pretty good ground. So that load there should fill that truck. So we did pretty good on timing here. Pull this up here and maybe get just a little bit straighter. So I'm gonna back up a little bit, but by the time I get straightened out and backed up a little, you should have that hopefully loaded. We're on load number 6. I think it's time to fire up the bin if we even know how. Burners, oh, low grain shut off. Burners not doing nothing. So we're going back there and see if they fire up. If they don't, we're going to have to reteach us how to allow it to do that. So, burner on. Fire. Fire. This has got power. How you turn it on? Alright, let's go back in here and see what we got going on. I don't think we pulled anything yet. Minimum, maximum. Target temperature. More. We want more temperature. There we go. We should have fire now. Let's go run back there and look. We got fire! We have got fire! So, I thought we wanted a target temperature of 160, I think. I know I'm pretty sure it's written down somewhere, but I just got it set to 99 right now. But I'm pretty sure we want like 160. So I'm gonna find our book we write this stuff down in, because after a year you tend to forget what you want. But I'm pretty sure that's what we're striving for. There's a bolt missing. That is some warm air. We're gonna go check on the bin. Last sample, it did sample it finally, and we're at about 20%. A little bit wet, I know. But, I don't know, corn's coming off. But anyways, let's go up here and check her out. Oh yeah, we're getting a bit high on this left side. There's a little flag there that tells you where it is. I think we're gonna unplug that up there, and we're gonna run an entire load on this side, get it caught up. I think it looks a little better. We're gonna leave it right there. Put another one in. I think we're making progress. It is a windy one. Look at the birds, they can't even fly straight. Holy moly. Well, we're either sampling or we got some dry corn already. Got corn coming up. I think we're pretty close to even. We're a little low right over there, which is right where we had our flag. So I made the flag go all the way around and we set it straight to the west. And we're gonna dump another half a load there, and then we'll start spreading it again around all the way. At least that's our game plan. It's gonna be darn close to filling that bin with this one field. It's about 60 acres. This field is. We got the buffer stripper on the outside, so I don't know what it really is with the buffer strip. I think it was like 65 before, and now it's a little bit smaller. But it's gonna be close. This was load number 7, that's 8. This coming back will be 9. So 2 loads after this one's reloaded, and that bin should be pretty plumb full. We're definitely getting there. I can touch the corn. It's right here. There it is. Getting high on this side again. I set my flag to that side again. I guess we'll dump another load over there. And then I really think we're gonna need at least another half a load. This was load number 9 we just put in. That white truck will be load number 10. But we got to make sure we don't cover up these chains, because otherwise the spreader won't work properly. So we got to make a decision if that field is off. I'm gonna call Dad. If that field is off, I don't know if it's worth it to switch fields for another half to a full load. Maybe. We got to go a little ways to get to another field though. We got no more close fields, everything's off. So I'm gonna give him a jingle, see how much corn is left on that field. I didn't know if that field was gonna fill that truck or not. And we're running 18.5 on moisture now. So corn's drying. Last field here to hopefully, we're kind of hoping it's like a 3/4 load of corn. I don't really know what it's gonna be. We got that ear on that corn. That's a nice ear. I'm kind of curious what this corn's gonna do. This is our first year running this little field, and I think the deer ate some of it, / raccoons, but maybe not too bad. I ended up wide dropping like 3 times, so it's got nitrogen out here for corn. So see how much corn we get. I don't know that we have room for more than 3/4 of a load on this. The other truck is half to 3/4 full, so we'll see what happens.
Stuff might be too tall.
Stuffle's too tall. Not too bad. We're doing all right. Holy man, she's getting full. Turn that spreader on. It's gonna be a tight fit. I don't know how much corn we're gonna get off that field, but we gotta stay about 2 feet underneath that spreader thingy. I changed my mind. We're throwing the towel in. That truck's about half full, which would have, this wasn't completely full when we started dumping it, so a little bit more than a full load is what it's gonna come out to be as far as load number 10. So it'll be like 10.25, 10.5. It's just if you fill that bin too full, then you gotta shovel it all to the outside to make it work again, and that's not fun. So we're gonna quit at whatever we have, a little bit more than 10 loads, and get that dried. We'll haul it out, and then we'll fill her up again. So I need to get a ride to get that truck. Don't know who's gonna take me, but we're gonna get that home, get it unloaded, and then the bin will be full. And we just about got her done before dark. That is record time. Those 2 loads we started with definitely knocked a lot of time off, so that was pretty handy. So looking for a ride and put that last bit of corn in there. Holy man, is he feeling ambitious. Auger's out already. Not messing around. Sucker's high in the sky. All right, check out this light. It's a Woobin light. They sent it to me. I'm giving her a try out. It's pretty bright actually. I mean, you can see the top of the grain bin pretty good. Fits in your hand like so. Drying. See how full we got her. And to end the day, we got a load of manure to haul out. Grandpa and Jared were working on cleaning the steers out. They left half a load on this big spreader that you can't see. Big Ricky's got a custom job he's going on tomorrow, so gonna just get this emptied out so you can take it over there tonight. Oh, he's running the other spreader over. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you like and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. A side quest, if anybody is on the fence about buying Larson lights, they'll light up your field and the neighbors.